Well, we just like practice.
First time in the studio. We're just
practice
starting
practice at first.
Just shaking it
When
up.
when you have you watched any of the episodes?
Yeah, every single one.
Do you see this guy?
Yeah.
Okay. I was just wondering if people noticed him.
That's who we're gonna point to follow. Follow the hedgehog.
Follow the hedgehog.
Did you know it was a hedgehog?
Yeah.
Oh, cool. Do you know about the hedgehog? No. There's a book called Good to Great, and then it has the hedgehog concept. Hedgehogs are they do things simple, but effective. So, my sister snuck it on my desk. Well, she had Frank bring it in and put it on my desk.
It's funny because Ezra's room, my son's, is hedgehogs.
He has hedgehogs. Have you read the book yet? Good to Great.
Oh yeah.
Or the Oh good.
Oh yeah. I have a copy of it.
What's your background? You're a good-looking guy.
Thank you, Shane.
Nice toned skin.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah,
what's your background?
So background for me.
You said background? Wait, are we rolling? Huh? We're rolling?
Oh, we're hot.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
We're live.
Yeah, here we go.
That's our intro.
We've been hot the whole time.
Yeah, the whole time, dude.
So my name's Andrew Marquez. Background is, I grew up an athlete.
Yeah.
Ran track and field my whole life. Went to college, ran track and field.
Yeah.
Wanted to work for corrections. That's where kind of my journey started of working with people that I like to say kind of in the margins.
What does that mean?
People struggling.
Right.
Sometimes people being forgot about.
Yeah.
So that was my way to combat kind of society. And I went and started working for corrections. Did that for 8 years, and it beat me down. Beat me down good, just because it's a depressing system. Recidivism's 80%. So when you're talking about trying to change people's lives, working in corrections isn't necessarily the place to do it, if that makes sense. So I got out of that business, started working for a career development program where I specialized getting people coming out of jail a career. Worked with the Gang Initiative of Denver, did some gang reduction, helped get people, making living wages. That was my job for 2 years. But all while that was happening, I've been around recovery my whole life. My father, when he passed away, had 32 years sober. My mom currently has 39 years sober, coming up on
39?
39 years
Holy
sober.
shit.
Yeah.
That's a long time.
Yeah.
It's older than you.
Yeah. Coming up on big 40.
Good for her.
Yeah. Coming up on big 40.
Big smile when you talk about your mother.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. She's a pillar. She's a pillar. Can you move the mic a little bit closer to you? Yeah. Yeah, I wouldn't be able to do this stuff without her. Just because, not only understanding the business, but making sure that I do this stuff the right way and with heart and intention, and never losing sight of that. Right. My dad was the same way. Very trusted man in this industry. So after the career development, after my father passed away, my father was working with Hope by the Sea.
Yeah.
At the time, when he passed. And
I know your dad really well.
Yeah.
It was the first day I met you. It was the day your dad passed away.
Yeah.
Horrible day.
Yeah.
First day I met Avery. He was like little tiny 2-year-old.
2-year-old.
Yeah, he was like 1 feet tall. He was the littlest guy I've ever seen in my life. I mean, there were so many good things about this day leading up to the accident, but like I met Andrew for the first time because his dad really wanted me to meet him. Like for years, he'd be like, "You haven't met Andrew yet. It's the only son you haven't met yet," and spoke very highly of you. I think Andrew was already just like kind of doing his thing, and he was living in Colorado. He had a family already. But yeah, I remember the day that his dad passed away because Avery was just like, I'm gonna go to the beach. He was like, so Avery was really, really short when he was like 2. Yeah. And I was like, it was just like even stunning that he could walk.
Right.
But he could like run around and stuff because he was 2.
Yeah.
Cutest little guy ever.
Yeah. Just energy.
Yeah.
Energy.
Yeah. And then you guys left to the beach.
Yeah.
You know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that's where tragedy striked, right?
Yeah. I haven't been to the beach since.
Yeah.
I did like put my toes in for the first time in Mexico when I was there like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah. I still struggle with the beach.
Yeah.
You know, even there's a big calm with the beach. So my father died that day in a beach accident. We were riding waves. He passed away. You know, horrible, traumatic day.
Yeah.
But so much good stuff. When like once we got away from that day, so much good stuff.
I mean, that day changed your life.
Everything, the whole trajectory.
Yeah. The whole trajectory.
Mm-hmm. And it's like, you know, I thought about it a lot, and I was thinking about it, you know, even coming into here, because you never know what God's going to throw you.
Yeah.
You know, my life was going one way.
Yeah.
And in one minute.
Second.
Yeah.
You guys dove into the wave together.
Yeah. It veered.
Yeah.
But so much beautiful stuff. Right? It's like the silver linings of what my dad left.
Yeah.
Right? He left opportunity. He left relationships.
Yep.
You know, and I think about what I want to leave for my kids, right? And it's kind of the same thing.
Yeah.
Right? I don't want them to just give me stuff. Give me an opportunity. Right? I want to give my kids an opportunity.
Right.
And have a space. You know, I thank God and I thank my dad for giving us you guys, right? Giving us Chad Carlson, giving us Penny Carlson, giving us Ernie.
Yeah.
Because without that day, I don't know where we would all be, right?
Yeah. At the like I don't have a lot of friends, and like, you know, I considered your dad my best friend at the time, you know, and he used to ask me, your dad's very social, like very social. I am the opposite of that. Like I'm like anti-social. I'm like, you know, like. And we shared an office. He was my right-hand guy for quite some time. And, you know, he would ask me out to dinner all the time. And like, I'd be like, I don't do dinner. He was such a good guy, man. Yeah. I forgot to send him the link. I'll send it to him. Yeah. But like, he spoke at my wedding. I didn't have we didn't do a traditional thing. We had, you know, we had a blended family. So we just had the kids in the wedding. But your dad did the best man speech at my wedding.
Yeah. I remember a week before your wedding, he was getting ready and he was nervous about his speech.
It's so funny.
He said, I had to go home early. I have to work on my speech for Chad. I can't let him down.
Yeah. I mean, that is literally your dad in a nutshell. I mean, he was such a good man, like not a good man. He was a great man. Yeah. You know, the real deal. You know,
cared.
Yeah.
You know, so selfless in such a selfish world.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, for real. I mean, almost to the point of like people could have taken advantage of him, but they didn't. Yeah, they could have, but they didn't. Yeah, because I think that he had that. I mean, and I know stuff about your dad. He was He was a badass.
Oh yeah,
like not just like, you know, not just a recovery guy, but before that, like he was like, what was he? He was a what do you call him in the casinos? Pit boss.
Pit boss.
Yeah,
he was a pit boss.
Yeah,
back in the day.
Yeah, I
remember. I was like 12 years old. This is when I realized my dad's a badass. I was sitting down watching TV. It was like 10:30. I think I snuck downstairs to watch TV too. I think I was supposed to be in bed. And somebody tried to break in our house in the back door.
Oh.
And Dad comes running downstairs in his boxers. But he has this hook. and he's holding this hook, and I realized that day, like, dang, my dad's ready to go.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know?
Did you know Tony?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Tony
Yeah.
Marquez.
Yeah, I met Tony
Yeah.
a dozen times.
Yeah.
Yeah, once was right here when I did I represented a direction that I wanted to help you guys with, and he was all for it. That was my first and then a month later or two, he passed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah. Soft-spoken, lovely man.
Yeah.
Yeah. Never raised his voice.
No.
Yeah.
Well, you guys got that. Sure, we pushed the boundaries.
Yeah, of course.
I mean, you guys probably deserve
Oh,
it.
yeah, every time. And I think about that right after, not only having my own kids on, how I parent, because we parent like our parents parented us, right? So I see some of the same mannerisms my dad had, the goods and the bads,
Yeah.
right? But it passes on, and it's like, I realized that day, and he's very soft spoken. But when I did get in trouble, I deserved it,
Yeah.
And I realized that when I was dealing with trauma stuff and doing my own trauma work, that I didn't get traumatized from my father. He was a solid father.
Yeah.
When I think about him, he was solid.
It's nice to have those thoughts, bro.
Yeah. And I struggled with him a little bit in the beginning of, starting, walking into the business and becoming the vice president of my dad's company, right? Marquez and Associates.
Yeah.
And kind of trying to walk like him. And then realizing a year in, I'm not him.
Right.
And that's okay. Right? We're all special. We all have different gifts. We all have different things to bring to the table. It might not look the same. So I had to take my own journey with that.
You're social though, like your dad.
Yeah.
You're very social.
Yeah.
Like you'd probably go out to dinner. Like if I was like, "Hey, you want to go out to dinner?"
Oh,
You'd be like, "Hell yeah,
definitely.
let's go!"
Definitely.
Right?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Call Shane too.
Yeah,
Very
no.
good. You're the
My
same.
wife will show up.
Yeah, that's okay. You bring wives.
Shane's wife's very social too, though.
Yeah, she is.
Yeah.
She
Are
is.
you social?
No, I don't go. I once every 2-3 months.
Yeah.
I'll go for dinner with my wife, but that's it. Yeah.
It's rough.
Yeah.
Primarily for me because I'm introverted. So when I lose all of my coins, if for lack of a better word, during the day, like I give them away. I'm like, here you go.
Yeah.
Here you go.
Yeah.
Here you go. And then
They got so much juice.
I have
bro.
to go. Yeah, right. And I have to fill my bag of coins. I have to go
Yeah.
sit home quietly by myself
Charge.
and recharge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I can struggle with the same thing.
But extroverted people, man, they wake up in the morning, they don't have any coins.
Right.
And they go out and they're just like, hey,
Yeah.
let's roll. Like,
Yeah.
but,
But that's why I think also, introverted or extroverted, working in the treatment world, right? And dealing with, picking up secondary trauma sometimes,
Yeah.
right? Your days you can get blinded by dealing with so much trauma all day. By the time you get home to your wife, it's hard to give that energy because
it could be
need a break,
it's exhausting.
right? Yeah.
Podcasting is fucking exhausting.
Yeah, it is tiring.
Like, dude, and then I have to go out of here and then go to work, and it's like I'm like I'm not fucking focused. Like,
Yeah.
rah,
This is
you know?
Hopeaholics,
Yeah,
baby.
this is Hopeaholics.
We're addicted
Yeah,
to this stuff.
I am.
Yeah.
I
Chat-ict.
actually like it.
4 T's. Instagram.
On my Instagram,
Yeah.
Chaddick with 4 T's.
Giving away 4 scholarships a month.
That's
Not
right.
Chaddick's not. But
Chaddick's not.
the
Hopeaholics.
Hopeaholics are.
Which is huge.
Yeah.
Which is huge.
Right.
I mean, you add that up, 4 times 12.
Well, it's 120,000 a month.
Right.
Times 12, you're looking at 1.5 million in giveaways.
Right.
It's a lot of lives.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And
It's
what
not-
a lot of places are giving away, maybe 1 scholarship a year.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. I mean, the Infinity Group sponsors the Hopeaholics, so pretty big organization.
Yeah.
And I'm proud to be a part of it, and I'm proud to give back. When I first got into the industry, my whole thought was, man, if I never make it, or my last client's going to be a free client, somebody that doesn't have to pay. Because when I got in this industry, insurance didn't pay for treatment. Right. Like everything was cash pay. So like, to scholarship people, it was like, we did it all the time. Yeah. But there's so many people out there that don't have insurance, like we met a lady yesterday. What she have? Medi-Cal?
Medi-Cal, yeah.
Yeah. Where's she going to go? In Orange County. She lives in Orange County.
Yeah, tough. Yeah.
Do you know medical? You do business development.
Yeah,
you're
out
there.
But they're full.
In
Always
Orange County?
full.
Always full.
Always.
And then the free ones, if you don't even have Medi-Cal, right? You're looking
Salvation Army, full.
And just,
You can get into Salvation Army, can you?
Yeah. For harder programs, right? You got to be ready to get sober.
Yeah.
Right.
You got to be ready. It's not the Infinity Group.
No
right?
fluff and fold.
Yeah.
I don't feel like the Infinity Group is like fluff and fold. Like, I mean, we're not like Malibu,
No.
Luxury, And I don't, and nothing wrong with those. There's probably a few people that those places help, but I don't think that's the real deal, man. Like Frank's the real deal.
Oh yeah.
Who was on our podcast like a couple days ago.
Yeah.
It was actually yesterday, but
yeah.
I wonder if I'm ever gonna like stop being honest. It's like our second podcast today, but
right.
It'll be released sometime next week.
Yep.
Someday we want to go live though. We want to
Yeah.
We don't have enough followers right now. We're at like our Instagram. We haven't even hit 100 yet. But our YouTube is kind of kicking ass for being brand new.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm following it.
Yeah.
I'm following it.
So I kind of think it's cool too, though. Like you're gonna have a whole different perspective on the podcast now that you've been on the podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah. And like you'll be like, I want people to listen to this thing.
Yeah. Yeah, I do already, because it's giving information and resources to not only the people that are struggling, but the people that don't even know that this is available.
Yeah.
Because I guarantee everybody knows somebody that's struggling with addiction or mental health.
Mm-hmm.
And if they don't think they do, they should start asking some questions to their family members or friends.
Yeah. I mean, it's like, I feel like everybody knows somebody who they either personally know somebody or they know somebody who has that fentanyl has affected their lives.
Yeah.
I mean, it's bad.
Yeah.
And if we don't talk about it, it's not just fentanyl, but what about alcoholism? Oh. I know the fentanyl thing is really what got me going because, obviously, and I probably say this every single podcast, but like I lost Justin. Yeah. That's a fucked up day, man. Just like your dad. I think like the 2 times in my life that I've really cried. I actually had 3. The weirdest thing, I cried when Kobe Bryant died too. That one fucked me up because his daughter and all of that, and I was watching the news, ESPN all day. Yeah. And that one was just like, damn.
Yeah, and it was so close to dad. It was so close to,
Yeah.
It wasn't that long.
Yeah.
Right.
But but back on your dad, man, I know that was a rough day. I was with you guys. I mean, not at the beach, but shortly after.
That was 30 minutes though. We had left your house. We were gone for maybe 30 minutes.
Yeah.
We drove right down to the Ritz, right to Salt Creek, right from your mom's house.
Yeah.
And we were on the beach. I mean, we went right into the water 5 minutes later.
I remember where I was when my mom called me. I was driving down La Novia, about to hit Ortega. And she asked if I was driving. And I was like, I'm driving.
But I don't, thank God for you guys being here too, because I really, wholeheartedly feel like my family, we weren't going to make it through that episode, right?
Yeah.
And that's why I brought up too the resources and knowing people with mental health and addiction too, because after that, I realized how hurt human beings are.
Yeah.
Right? Because for myself, like I've dealt with death. I've dealt with, I've known people that died, but that was a direct
blow to the gut.
Direct blow.
So many of our clients have stuff like that from early in their childhood, and that's what they're masking,
Mm-hmm.
you know, or, you know, other stuff too, sexual trauma, death.
Yeah.
That's horrible stuff, man.
And that's the root of it, right? That's the root of addiction and mental health is trauma,
Yeah.
right? It's the traumas, whether it's little to you, it might be
Well, that's
huge to me.
Yeah, that doesn't matter. Like
Right.
how any of us think about it. It matters how you think about it.
Yeah.
You know.
And that's why even dealing with the trauma of that day, for me, I never thought I had issues with anxiety, ever.
Right.
You know, you think you're just getting by, you're doing what, you know, you're normal. You're normie.
A normie.
And after Dad, 6 months later, you know, I was in the hospital with an anxiety attack.
Somebody walked by and did something really weird, and I was like hoping that it didn't get caught on
It did.
camera.
So you're in the hospital, anxiety attack. What do you think? You're having a heart attack?
Yeah, I thought I was having a heart attack. I
Wow.
was actually on my way to a meeting with my mom, and she looked at me and goes, "You don't look good." And I said, "I don't feel good." I mean,
Yeah.
my face it felt numb. My arm was going. My chest was hurting. I started seeing spots. You know, I got scared.
Yeah.
And then I started getting scared that I'm dying,
Yeah.
which made the anxiety attack even worse because now I think I'm going. And I went and did my own trauma work. I went and found the root of, you know, what was causing those anxiety attacks. And it wasn't the day of watching my father, right? It wasn't that. That was kind of the needle that broke the camel's back.
Yeah.
And there was a lot of stuff that led up to that, right? Even going to the hospital, still thinking that my dad had a chance to survive. A nurse said to me, and she meant the best, right? I don't think she didn't mean to hurt me. But she told me to be strong for my mom. And in that moment, I knew my dad was dead.
Yeah.
And I think that's kind of what we put on men in society, is to be strong. And I don't think that's right. I think you need to be vulnerable, right? Like that day, like obviously be strong for your mom, but I also needed a space to cry,
Yeah.
right? And that's okay. And I learned that afterwards because I come from, you know, two brothers, right? We're tough guys, right?
Yep.
But being vulnerable is where you actually get some work done, right? And that's where you can affect more people's lives, being vulnerable and connecting through our stories.
Yeah, I think that's what's so great about this, man. It's like somebody's gonna relate to this.
Yeah.
Somebody's had a similar experience and they haven't done any work yet.
Yeah.
Like you went somewhere and did work,
Yeah.
correct?
Yeah.
You're not an addict or an alcoholic, right?
No,
You're a normie.
I'm a normie. And if I'm the baseline for normal, we're all in big trouble.
Fuck.
We're all fucked.
Normal.
Yeah.
What is normal?
I don't. Not me.
Michelangelo, what is normal? No such thing.
Yeah.
He has all the answers when we don't have the answers.
Yeah.
I don't know if you noticed, we do that on the podcast.
Yeah, no,
we
I've
ask
seen
him questions.
Yeah.
Because we think it's cool that we have Michelangelo.
Yeah. One day you're gonna have to show Michelangelo though.
He said no.
I know.
I said that one time. I
leaves
said
the-
one day we're gonna turn the camera so
Leave
people
the crowd guessing.
they probably think I'm lying,
Yeah.
that we don't have anybody. There is a guy over here.
Oh yeah. I
in
think
the
it's
cameras.
a Ninja Turtle wearing orange.
He switches the cameras
Right.
because we don't edit. There is no edit. We edited one podcast that came out today. Just a couple of words. Did we edit it? Just a couple words because I didn't want to. You know, I'm going after. I'm not going after anybody. I'm telling the truth. Can I say fucking? I'm telling the fucking truth.
Yeah, you could say fucking. Yeah.
I got to be more passionate because it pisses me off, man. It pisses me off when veterans don't get treated right.
Mm-hmm.
It pisses me off to see fucking these people just smoking fentanyl.
Yeah.
Like, how can we help all of them?
Yeah.
Like, you should have seen some of the shit yesterday. It's just like, and we live up here in our bubble sometimes,
Yeah.
and we don't realize, you know, I haven't been like I spent like from 18 to 22, like not homeless, like, but like, rolling around like the Colton Inn and Motel 6 and San Bernardino and like all these junkie you running amok, but it was a little bit different, and it wasn't fentanyl. Like I'd have been dead.
Yeah.
If I were out there today, and it was a whole different situation.
Well, it's scary for everybody, even thinking about, with kids, you have kids, is when you think of kids experimenting with drugs even.
Yeah.
You can't do that
like
anymore.
What drugs can you experiment with nowadays?
Nothing. They all have fentanyl in them.
Yeah, fentanyl.
Unless you're buying it from the store.
Even then, they're saying now that there's pharmacies that are testing positive with fentanyl in it. Mm-hmm.
Wow.
It's not good.
No.
It's scary times. And I think keep being honest, Chad.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. I'm like, how is it gonna hurt me at this point? Because somebody might not like what I say. This person might not like what I say. I really don't care. I'm telling the truth that veterans aren't getting veterans aren't getting the care that they need all the time.
Yeah, I agree.
Some of the time they are, and in some of the places, but we could be a hell of a lot faster. And when I say we, I mean we. Like not just the VAs, but like, that has to roll down from like, Congress. It needs to be a thing. Like a veteran calls and they are in a mental health crisis. Like, how are we going to help them immediately? If you call and you're in a mental health crisis, I could have you in a mental health residential facility in 4 hours.
Yeah. And that drives me crazy too, because we all take phone calls and, we try to help people get into treatment. And when a vet calls me, you have to go through hoops and hurdles that for
and then
me
and
difficult.
And then sometimes you're like deny, like, yeah, an addict is like that. You have a window period of time, and I'm an addict, right? Like I know, like if you didn't catch me in those 2 hours when I picked up the phone and I was like, fucking Chewy could have come and dropped off some shit.
Yeah.
And then I'm off and running for another week.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And you see it all the time. You see I can't get an appointment for 30 days.
Yeah.
I can't imagine calling my doctor and then telling me I can't get an appointment for 30 days.
Right.
I
call my doctor and, I probably get in today.
Yeah, I'll be there in 30 minutes.
Yeah. Or I can definitely go to the urgent care right down the street and get seen, which I've done many a times.
It's wrong, and there needs to be more access.
Yeah.
And education, right? It's because vets don't even know stuff like this or stuff like the community care programs are available.
Right.
Not anybody. If you don't know, how do you get help?
Yeah, because you answer phones.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's talk about that a little bit. Just like the phones in general, you take calls when people are needing help. That's one of the things you do.
Oh yeah, and I love it.
Yeah,
and it fills me up.
Yeah, you're good at it too.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, thank you.
You got to connect to people's hearts. I'm not the best at answering phones. Shane's good too.
Oh yeah,
I listen to some calls sometimes.
Yeah,
you guys rock and roll.
Yeah, thank you. And it's just it's listening. I think that's what a lot of people miss. It's listening and getting to the heart. A lot of people call in thinking they want bells and whistles.
Right.
Get them away from that, because that's not. If you want bells and whistles, go to Hawaii.
Right.
Right. Go sit on the beach. But if you want to get, like what you said, if you want to get to the meat, if you never want to do this again,
yeah,
you gotta dive in and give up.
Yeah.
Because I've seen it. My older brother's been to treatment 7 times and still, up and down.
Yeah.
He's sober right now, but it's an up and down journey. And you gotta keep working it, and you gotta give up.
Yeah.
And that's why I love being on the phones and connecting with people in their heart, because we all have traumas.
Yeah.
We all have stories, and you gotta be able to understand it. People told me I couldn't work in this business and be good in this business because I'm a normie. I didn't struggle with addiction. It's crazy to me.
No, you do better than a lot of people.
Mm-hmm. You
You do better than I do. You know how many phone calls, how many closes I have? I think 1 or 2 in 22 years. Yeah.
Well, I was looking today, like Marquez and Associates has helped so far, in the 4.5 years that I've been doing this, coming up on 5.
Yeah.
Over 700 people.
700 people.
700.
You've gotten them into treatment. That's amazing.
That's incredible. Good for you guys.
That's a big deal.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You know how there's 700 people, right? You guys have helped change their lives, right?
Yeah.
Think about how many other lives got changed because of that.
Right.
That's the stuff that, like, man, that's what keeps me going.
Yeah.
Making a difference in this world.
Well, think about your when you have grandkids.
Yeah.
Your grandkids aren't going to know, that this family struggled with addiction.
No.
Right? Like they might know from these things, but they don't have to see it.
Right.
Like my sons see a superhero when they see my dad. He's a recovering addict.
Yeah. Right.
And it's beautiful that they'll never have to. And he's the one that stopped that cycle.
You don't even really know about your dad's. Like, you didn't, like, he was a superhero to you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Thank God for your mom, because, she whooped his ass into shape and stuck by his side.
Yeah. And it took me until after he died to realize that his sobriety date is 6 months after I was born. Right? It's like, I never noticed it. I never paid it. Not that I didn't pay attention, but I didn't pay attention. I wasn't in that world. I wanted to be in that world, but I saw it from my world.
Right. So he had 2 sons before he got sober.
2 sons before he got sober.
He got sober once and then struggled a little bit.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, I think he went to treatment a few times. Yeah.
Like any good alcoholic addict, right, Shane?
Yeah.
Did you ever go to treatment?
Yeah.
You did?
I did.
Nice.
15 years ago.
15?
How many?
15. Just once.
One and done.
One and done.
Good for you.
Yeah.
It's huge.
Yeah. A situational problem. You know what I mean? It was like a season came into my life and got caught up.
In that crack?
Yeah. You just had to say it.
I don't know a lot of crack. I don't know a lot of people that smoke crack, so it's kind of...
Yeah.
There's Ross. Ross. Get Ross on the podcast.
Yeah, got to.
Yeah.
Crack.
Just the demons, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Let the childhood demons in.
Yeah.
Where did you smoke crack the first time? Like, where were you? And you, like, somebody just had some crack and you were like...
No, it was...
were you in Winnipeg? Or?
I freebased.
Cocaine?
Yeah. So I was a great cook.
So you made your own crack?
I made my own crack. Yeah.
In Winnipeg?
In Winnipeg.
Did they have cocaine up there?
They used to.
Yeah.
I haven't been back in 15 years.
What do you have, 15 years?
15 years.
How do you do it?
How do I do what?
How do you have 15 years? How do you stay sober?
Rhythm. I stack wins every morning. We were talking about that before.
Yeah.
Get up early. There's one. Nice breakfast. There's number 2. Can't lose now. I'm driving to the gym at 6 a.m. I'm at work at 9. I get home at 5. I have 3 kids.
Yeah.
I do them till 8 o'clock. I'm sleeping by 8:15.
Mm-hmm.
That's a standard right there. Nothing good happens after 9 o'clock, bro.
Yeah, I believe it.
Nothing.
I believe it.
There's nothing out
I'm
there.
in bed by 8 too.
Yeah.
8 a.m. 8 p.m.
I'm trying. My 3-year-old pushes us now.
8 p.m.
Used to be 8.
Yeah.
Now my 3-year-old, he'll push me to 9.
I've learned to sleep with the lights on. I just pass out. Everyone's up.
Last night, that's exactly what I did. I mean, I was so tired.
Yeah.
And I just laid in bed, and next thing I know, I laid in bed. I went to turn the TV on, and I fell asleep with
With the clicker in your hand.
Yeah, I didn't even...
Yeah, it's 4. Next thing you know, it's 4:05 a.m. and you're waking up.
Time to wake up.
Yeah, to another great fucking day.
3 a.m. 3 a.m. is the wake up time.
I
have to go one hour before everybody else.
Yeah.
People wake up at 4. I do 3.
Yeah.
But I've learned that working in treatment is the benefits of routine,
Yeah.
right? It's
exactly.
And knowing what you're doing.
100%.
Like, right, I have the same routine, and it's healthy, and it's every day I know exactly what my routine is.
Yeah.
There's not much surprise.
No hidden secrets with
I
our
think
life.
like that's actually the secret to success is like
Routine.
not just like recovery, but like success. You are disciplined.
Yeah.
It's like I'm not motivated to get up at 3 a.m. I'm not motivated to go to the gym. I'm definitely not motivated to run 2.5 miles. Like zero motivation for that. But like I'm disciplined, and that's like the most important aspect is the discipline.
Yeah. 20 years of muscle memory, man.
Yeah. Well, not for running.
No, but I meant just standard getting up. Change it up.
Get up and I go.
Yeah, get up and go. Yeah.
I think it's a win. Like my alarm clock goes off, and like this morning I was like, oh man, because I felt like I got hit by a Mack truck when my alarm clock went off, and I was like, whoa, this is gonna be a heavy day.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I just turn my feet and I stand up, and if I'm like being like a wuss about it or a wimp, I just talk shit to myself.
Right.
Get up.
You know what happened this morning? I had a text message from Caleb. He's coming in by bus, and he texted me 4:05, and he said, "Go back to sleep, lol." And I said, "Bro, I'm on my way out the door to the gym." He goes, "Oh, I wish I could get a pump." Meanwhile, I was really still in bed, thinking about not going. And when he said that, he was just that just got me out of bed.
Yeah.
So that's just God, God shows up in your life when you want to do the right things, to just push you that extra inch.
Yeah.
Yeah. I consider myself a normie now today, though. Yeah.
Shane's not like of the norm.
Right.
He does things his way.
Yeah.
Which is great.
Yeah.
It's works for him. It's been working for him for 15 years.
Yeah.
Can't judge it.
Yeah.
Now people should only judge their own recovery.
Yeah.
You can't look at me and be like, oh, well, you don't go to meetings anymore. Yeah. I don't. I'm not going to lie and say I do. I went to meetings for a long ass time.
Yeah.
I just it's not my thing. Right. Like God's my thing. The gym's my thing. Working on my inner self and becoming the best version of myself is my thing.
Yep.
Like I don't ever stop working on myself.
I think that's my favorite thing to tell people too, is like, this isn't just about getting sober. It's about getting to a point where you look at yourself in the mirror and you like who's looking back at you.
Yeah.
That to me is recovery.
I like that guy.
Yep.
You like that guy?
I like
when
that
you look
guy.
in the mirror and you're like, dude, who are you? Yeah. Like, how did you get here?
Right.
That's a fucking cool ass thing. Took a long time though for me, man. It's like I make a lot of mistakes, bump my head a lot, stubborn, selfish. I don't know. Things are different though.
Yeah, I think we all can struggle with that. I think even for me today, coming to the podcast, I was beating myself up this morning, having anxiety about it. Right, because our brains can tell us. I talked to you about this, Tom Shane. It's like our brains can tell us such negative things. Right. You're not good at this. They're not going to like you. Our brains
who
do
are
that.
They?
Right.
Who are they?
I don't even know.
We only have 70 followers. Yeah. It's like fucking and then the 70 followers know us personally, so they're gonna like us.
Right.
Right, Shane?
They're gonna love us.
Yeah.
But it's those negative thoughts that creep in, right? And you got to put them at bay and take a breath
away.
And learn how to do that stuff
right away.
Right. And I think that's what being around treatment has shown me all these tools that we have on our own tool belt.
Yeah.
Anybody can walk outside and take a breath and realize what's reality. One of the best things a therapist told me was, man, look at life, how your 2-year-old looks at life. Right? The tree is amazing.
I don't know about Ezra.
No, Ezra's
Avery when he was 2. No, I'm just kidding.
Ezra, we have an anxiety attack.
He's a cool kid, man.
Oh yeah, he's the best.
Yeah.
He's the best.
Your boys are very handsome, both of them.
Yeah, thank you.
You got lucky.
Yeah.
They look like Dom.
Yeah. No, I lucked out.
I'm just kidding.
My beautiful wife.
Yeah.
Shout her out.
Yep.
But yeah, it's like look at life, how kids look at life. Because
Yeah.
we get battered. We get bitter if you're not careful.
Yeah.
Life is difficult. Life is tough. Right? And
Everyone's suffering, bro.
Everyone's
suffering some way or another.
But it's so beautiful.
Yeah.
And we only get one of these.
One life.
Yeah,
that's it.
And it could be gone
today.
today.
Yeah.
So it's like enjoy because we talked about this. I mean, after Dad passed, is all that matters is love.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day,
Yeah.
that's all that does matter. You're not buried with your credit score.
No.
You're not buried with what you were using, right? It's like all that matters is love at the end of the day and touching the next person.
Right.
Because those things are so special down the road. Like, I love the memories. I love when I close my eyes and picture my dad. You played the video of him talking at your wedding and hearing his voice, brings joy. It's sad. It hurts me.
Right.
But it's so joyful, and it brings me, and that's what we have. I want my kids to be able to do the same thing. When I go, I want you guys to close your eyes. I want people to close your eyes and think of all the memories and enjoy it. Right?
Not me. I'll be going before you, bro. Don't worry.
Well, we never know. I never know.
I hear what you're saying, though.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And that's why I think it's important to touch the next person. And I love that the Hopeaholics have built a platform to spread hope in a world that seems so dim.
It seems very hopeless right now.
Hopeless.
Like, it really does. Like, it's just like, can we? What was that guy? It was like in the 90s. He said, "Can't we all just get along?"
Yeah.
Like, can't we just get along?
Yeah.
Like, stop.
But that's why
Can we just go out and like start saving lives together? Because that's when when everybody comes together.
Oh yeah.
Crisis.
Crisis.
Yeah.
Yeah. I wanted to like touch on what you said though, because like you're like, I had anxiety coming to the podcast. So like normal people think like that.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not just me.
No. Yeah. It's not just people in recovery. It's not just addicts.
I mean, did you hear about my full blown panic attack before the very first podcast? Oh yeah, sweating, pouring sweat. I had to fucking run out of this office, get in my car, turn the air conditioner on, sit in front of flame broiler for like 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Like literally to stop hyperventilating and sweating.
I was wondering where he went.
It's like boned out, man. I just like all of a sudden just like, we're doing this. What the hell? I thought we were just building a studio.
Right. And if people don't talk about it, you feel alone.
Yeah.
That's the thing with anxiety is like you feel, I feel like anybody that struggles with mental health or just that negative thought, because I think we all have them, and call it mental health or call it anxiety. I think everybody has that voice.
Calling them down.
That's bringing you down.
Yeah.
And I think, that it's true, because otherwise everybody in the world would be like super successful, like the super successful. And not all successful people are happy people. Yeah. That's for damn sure. Yeah. But when you're chasing your dreams and you're accomplishing your goals and you're going after, what's true to your heart, then you are happy. Yeah. And you might not even be, your dreams might not even, not yours in general, might not have anything to do with money. It might have to do with something completely different. But you're chasing it and it's fulfilling. Like, the death of Justin, has given me a whole new perspective. Like, I knew the kid was hurting. I really did. You could see the pain in it. I can see, I'm somebody who has pain, right? And I'm somebody who, was addicted to drugs and suffers from like, other mental health issues. Like, I can see the pain in people's eyes, I can see it. I have this like insane gift. Like I can see when people are on drugs. I can see when people are hurting. I walk into a grocery store and I'm like, oh man, that person's all fucked up on, like Xanax or Valium, and I feel bad because they're probably being prescribed these drugs for like an anxiety disorder, And you know what the main side effect of Xanax and benzodiazepines is? Anxiety. Yeah. It cures anxiety for a short amount of time, but then when you don't have it, you have more anxiety than you had before you ever took it. Doesn't make sense. Yeah. There's other ways to deal with that stuff. But facing your fears. You had anxiety, but you were probably having fear of what if people don't like my podcast?
Yeah.
Fucking A, man. I've been doing this every day. What if people don't like it? What if they don't like and subscribe?
Yeah.
Who cares?
Yeah. But it's scary thoughts, and you have to learn to put them at bay.
Yeah. How
And
do you do that?
Use your outlets.
I just say it out loud, man. I'm like, what if people don't like my goddamn podcast? And not everybody will. Somebody will. I might save one life. I might sit here for hours and hours, and I might save one life. And if that's all it is, that's at least worth it.
Oh yeah.
You know, but I know that's not even close to reality because, you know, that's me minimizing. But because I know what's happened. Like 22 years of doing this, like I went from nothing, a homeless guy, to knowing that God left me here to help other people who suffer from, you know, mental health and addiction, to what you all see today. You know,
It's amazing.
it's like, and then I look back and I'm like, that's God. Like Chad did nothing except for
Show up.
show up. I showed up.
You showed up.
I like that though, because I think that's the most important thing.
Showing
It's
up.
just showing up.
You showed up.
Put one foot in front of the other and show up. It's like when I did my first intervention, because I do interventions too. So I did my first intervention feeling like I don't really,
Yeah.
I know what I'm doing, but I
plug
don't.
for interventions.
Yeah. So you know what you're doing, but you don't know what you're doing. But go do it.
Yeah.
Just keep going.
You took the training.
Took the training.
Yeah.
Was ready to go. Felt prepared. But then on the way,
Got
here
scared.
comes that negative.
Did you do
Andrew.
it by yourself? The very first one by
All
yourself?
by myself.
Whoa. Damn.
Yeah.
That's tough.
Yeah. Just went for it.
Yeah.
Went for it.
Did they
They went.
they went?
Yep, they came.
Yeah.
And since then, it's,
How many of you how many have not come? That's
zero.
zero?
Zero.
So you're 100% success
100%.
rate. Wow. He's only done 2, but
Yeah.
no, I'm just kidding.
21.
21.
21.
21
That's cool. Good
interventions
for you,
since you
brother.
started, and you're 21 for 21.
21 for 21.
Damn, you're hitting it out of the park,
Yeah, thanks.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's keep showing up. Keep going. Right? And
I've sent him a few. I feel confident in Andrew. He's a great guy. Well spoken. Clients love him.
Reasonably priced too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
His price just went up though, right?
No.
No?
We'll do it for the right reasons.
Yeah.
My mom, who's also my boss,
Yeah.
can get mad at me sometimes because you gotta help. Right? She's like, well, you could charge a little bit more here. And you can sometimes, and sometimes it's available to do that, but at the same time, it's like I don't want to lose sight
Yeah. Of what you're doing.
because you're saving somebody's life.
Saving. And we
Right.
do veterans for free. You help
Do
the veterans.
for free.
Veterans families will guide them all free.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Good for you.
I'll do a veteran intervention for free.
Good for you.
Um,
They deserve it.
and they don't get the opportunity. Nobody's talking to them about interventions,
No.
right? If they don't call and get a treatment center, if
Right.
they get the VA, nobody's talking to them about an intervention for their loved one.
Right.
They're not even thinking about that. But if you call a treatment center, if you call the Infinity Group, a family member calls for their loved one that's struggling, you're damn sure we're going to suggest, let's get him in ASAP.
Right.
Let's get him somewhere ASAP,
Anywhere.
anywhere. Get him to the VA. Let's start.
It's an urgent matter. When somebody calls for help, it's an urgent matter. It's even more urgent now with fentanyl out there than it ever has been. Like it becomes an emergency.
Yeah.
And we believe that somebody who's about to go use or continue to use is it's an emergency.
Absolutely.
And because their likelihood of dying is very high.
Well, I just, recently, somebody that I work close with lost somebody, right?
Yeah.
We see it all the time in this field. So
I saw a Facebook alumni post this morning that alumni passed away. I don't know how yet.
Yeah.
I haven't been able to dig in, but I wouldn't bring it up on the podcast anyways, because out of respect for their families.
Yeah. But it's an emergency. And that's why when you get somebody on the phone, don't get off the phone.
No.
I don't need to do anything. Let's get you right here to wherever we need to go.
And this goes across the board, man. It's like, how do we get treatment for people who don't have insurance, who have Medi-Cal, all the beds are full, you know. I don't want, you know, I want everybody to get good solid treatment, man. Yeah. This shit's life changing. Mm-hmm. Like I was on a road to like death, and now I'm like, I've been living for so many years. Yeah.
And it doesn't care who you are either, right? It
No.
doesn't care about your status. It doesn't care. You know, everybody suffers from this.
Everybody.
You know, people that have money, no money, black, white, Puerto Rican, Mexican.
Puerto Rican.
Yeah.
I'm talking to a nuclear physicist right now. He can't stop drinking or taking Xanax. Nuclear physicists. Mm-hmm. How many of them are there in the world? He was a submariner. 10 years. Nuclear fission, you name it, man. This guy is off the books. Can't stop drinking.
You know what was funny? You did all your nationalities. Mm-hmm. You did.
Yeah. I threw a Mexican at the end.
Huh?
Yeah, I threw a Mexican at the end.
Yeah.
But I feel like it affects everybody, and we sometimes we forget that everybody's affected by this disease. Yeah. Everybody's affected by mental health, and it might present differently.
Right.
Right. It might come out in a 14-year-old living in maybe the so-called hood.
Yeah.
Right. It might come out differently.
Right.
Right. And but at the root of it, is trauma and the same disease.
Right.
Right. So there needs to be, you know, just education. That's why I believe in the Hopeaholics, right? Because it's education. It's getting the word out that there's hope.
There's hope.
There's hope.
Yeah. There is hope.
Mm-hmm.
I was hopeless. I felt hopeless. And then somebody gave me a glimmer of hope, you know. And then I just kept wanting more. Became a hope fiend. Yeah. Or like an alcoholic of hope.
Chaddict.
Yeah. Chaddict. Addicted to becoming the best version of myself. Mm-hmm. That's really what it is. Mm-hmm. I don't know where the Chaddict thing came from. Narcotics Anonymous. Like I just slipped out one time because I was like always like Chad addict, and then somebody probably said to me Chaddict, you know, across the room, and I was like, hey, that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
So it stuck. Mm-hmm. And then I've been locked out of all these Instagrams. That's why like I have Chaddict with the 4 T's. I had the 2 T's, then the 3 T's, and the 4 T's. Somebody has 1 T and it's not me. So the actual Chaddict, how it should be spelled.
Somebody else.
Yeah, I should probably try to call the guy and be like, hey, can you just like maybe tell it to me?
Right, yeah.
That would be great. He doesn't have very many followers. Like maybe you look him up when you get a chance. Chaddict.
Yeah, I'll send him a DM.
Send him a DM.
Yeah, I'll send him a DM.
Say my friend's looking to see if he
how much is this worth?
Yeah, how much is it worth? He has like 50 friends or something. Yeah. But maybe those 50 people are really special in his life, and then you know the value goes up.
Yeah.
Who knows? Or how bad do I want it? I don't want it that bad. Yeah. So
now the 4 T's is it now.
It's kind of cool. Yeah.
It's quadruple. Quadruple the Chaddict.
It's kind of stupid, huh? Shane's always
No, not stupid at all.
No.
I like it.
You do?
I like it, man. People can get a hold of you, ask for a scholarship. What's the criteria? Do we have a list or something? Where can we find that?
Yeah, well, the first thing is you can't have insurance, private insurance.
You can't have any insurance.
So that's criterion number 1.
Yeah.
Criterion number 2 is you really, really want help.
Yeah.
Like you're desperate and you're ready.
Yeah.
Right, you're ready to go.
Yeah.
You know, after that, we just need to talk to you.
I had a text message the other day from a gentleman up in L.A. He's got a buddy in South Carolina, no insurance, wondering if he could get a scholarship. So I'm going to...
Yeah, there's also a site inquiry. I screenshotted it today.
Okay.
I was thinking we would reach out to that person as well.
Good. Yeah. Beautiful.
See, that's
they
awesome.
wanted Christian-based, so, you know.
Yeah.
We got the Christian track at Hope by the Sea, so that's dope. Yeah. People really like that.
And that's awesome, because how many facilities do you think they tried calling, and in the first 20 seconds, they asked them, what insurance do you have?
What insurance do you have?
That's standard.
Mm-hmm.
That's...
Well, kind of.
Well, I mean, you get to know the person, but in the end, you got to ask. It's an inevitable question.
Mm-hmm. But think about how bad that hurts for that person, right?
Of course. Yeah.
So having an opportunity like this, getting a phone call back and saying, there's an opportunity for you.
Yeah.
I want to find the girl that we from yesterday.
I agree. We'll get her.
Like we'll see her again.
100%.
She's out there.
Yeah.
We're gonna go hit the streets Tuesday again.
Yeah.
Go out Tuesday. See if she's still out there.
Yeah.
We'll just hit the same area.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it.
Orange County. Mm-hmm. See if she's ready. I'll ask her. You ready? Let's go.
Pop her right in the car.
Yeah. Pop her in the car. Get her down. Get her some medical treatment.
It doesn't just change her life.
Might change her whole family's life. Yeah.
Everything. Can you imagine?
Everybody.
You guys want to play the clip? Yeah, play the clip from yesterday. That was so good. She's amazing. She's actually amazing too.
I don't know, like it just kind of randomly came around. Like for a while, heroin was like the main thing to do, So a lot of people out here were kind of like strung out on it, so to speak. Like there's like a physical dependence, and what do you call it? So to get off of it, you gotta have like a medical detox or something like that. Yeah, to kind of get off of it. I mean, a lot of people, like myself included, like we're out here and we're kind of just living day to day to kind of like survive and stay well, because once you like don't have any of this in your system, you start to feel really shitty. Now, I think it was like 2 years ago, out of nowhere, there was no more heroin anymore. It was just fentanyl.
Do you hear that? No more heroin.
Yeah, none.
And not only that, but like they're saying in the news and stuff, it's deadly. Like to a non-tolerant person, just a small, tiny amount is enough to kill you. You know what I mean? Like even when you get out of jail and you don't have a tolerance anymore, I've OD'd out from getting out of jail, and but once you have a tolerance to it, you kind of have to use a lot, and again, it's the same thing. You're kind of just, me personally, like, I would like to get off the street, but it's just kind of hard figuring out how to get into a program. Like, before I became homeless, I would look at all these homeless people and be like, man, you guys are stupid, like, why can't you just figure out some resources? I thought I was pretty good at, like, researching stuff, but now that I'm out here, like,
and then the other gentleman interviewed him as well.
Yeah.
Stuff that I want to do.
Peeling
all my time goes to this stuff.
Orange.
62 years old.
Iranian, man.
Yeah.
And it's exhausting. And
it's exhausting.
Yeah,
she
it's
said.
definitely no way to live, but like there's just really not that many like resources out there. That I'm aware of anyway.
It's in her teeth.
There's really not. That she's right though. There's not a lot of resources out there. Like not for somebody that has Medi-Cal or no insurance.
Nothing.
It's so easy to end up like that. People think, oh, how do you get? Smoke some fentanyl, you'll find out.
Yeah, right.
Like I'm not saying don't smoke. Please don't smoke fentanyl.
Which is sad that she's out there and she doesn't know any resources.
Yeah. She was a very, very kind person.
Yeah.
Did you break the mic stand?
Did not.
What do you even think about when was the last time she had a normal conversation like that? Where she felt like she could talk.
Yeah.
It's probably the first time in a while.
She was even like respectful. Like when she would hit the fentanyl, she would go under a hood. A hood. She didn't want to, But when we pulled up, she was just smoking it out in public. It's just heartbreaking, And that was one of many that we went out and saw yesterday. I like it when people walk by and like she like smiled. She's like, hi.
You think about how crazy it is too that heroin's gone.
Yeah, and that's not the first time I've heard that. I actually saw it on a YouTube video of they were interviewing another homeless person, and the girl said the heroin's gone. Like, really? There's no heroin?
Well, and my mom was mentioning the other day, and we have a house in Miami, and they're thinking about shutting down South Beach from 12 a.m. to 6 a.m. And there's programs, the police are walking around talking fentanyl abuse, fentanyl awareness. It's in everything. Don't even smoke weed on the beach. Do not buy weed from anybody. I mean, yeah, it's
scary.
It's scary, bro. Scary.
But all of it's scary too.
Yeah.
Because I guess I say that just because in my life, right? And alcohol. I've seen so much.
Well, you've seen alcohol, yeah.
Yeah, I've seen alcohol, right? And
Yeah.
It's like we deal with fentanyl, and I think fentanyl's horrible. But I think it's all
horrible.
It's all horrible. Fentanyl will kill you instantly. Alcohol is a slow walk sometimes.
Yeah.
It's a slow walk.
Kills your brain too.
Mm-hmm.
Like alcohol is actually poison for the body.
Yeah.
It's like other drugs are actually not poisonous to the body, but alcohol is actually poison.
And think about how hard it is to quit alcohol when you watch a Super Bowl.
Right. Or you go to the grocery store.
Yeah, it's so socially acceptable.
I never enjoyed it. Never,
Alcohol?
Yeah, just never. Wasn't my thing. A gin every now and then, but not.
Like gin and tonic.
Gin and tonic.
juice or
Gin and tonic.
gin and juice,
Yeah.
like Snoop Dogg.
Not the juice. I did tonic. Sipping on gin and juice.
Michelangelo liked that.
Time.
Yeah. I stopped drinking when I started when I moved out here.
Oh, you did? Good for you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, we got no liquor in our house. No alcohol in my home.
It's not.
Wine is fine, but whiskey's quicker. Right?
Yeah.
Who's that?
George Thorogood?
No? Do you know who it is?
No,
Ozzy Osbourne?
Oh. I love
I
Ozzy.
wouldn't know.
You don't know who Ozzy Osbourne is?
No, I know
Oh,
Ozzy
okay.
Osbourne, but
Yeah.
I wouldn't know any
He
of his
just
songs.
came out with some new stuff.
Did
he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
I wouldn't know it.
My wife was playing it in the car. It's got like hip hop artists connected to it, something
Oh,
like
man.
that. You have to check it out.
Go ahead, Ozzy.
Yeah.
Shout out to
Love
Ozzy.
Still crushing it.
Yeah.
Right?
Still biting bats.
Yeah.
That was a real deal. Like I was like, 4th, 5th grade, but like, my brother and all of his friends, they were like
Crazy over it.
My cousin,
Yeah.
especially. My cousin was like, he was like Iron Maiden.
Yeah, me too.
Ozzy all the way.
Yeah, I remember dressing up in the black studs on my hands, going to the concerts, Judas Priest, Ozzy, Motley Crue.
Did you have long hair?
Oh, yeah, banger hair, man.
You did?
Ah,
Yeah, because you're like the same age as my brother.
yeah, just a banger.
Yeah.
Headbanger. Triumph was
I'm
my
just-
first concert.
I'm just realizing it's the three Baldies today.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had that too the other day, but it
Yeah.
was like just like
Peter.
it was like really bad because
There's
there's Peter.
Here we go.
There he is. The epitome of what's bad in America today. Three
Baldies.
conservative white male. Oh man, it's the epitome of what's bad, or is it the epitome of what's good?
I think it's good.
I don't know.
Just depends, I guess.
Yeah.
Perspective.
Yeah. We love people. We're not
We don't-
fighters. We don't fight people.
We don't care.
We don't care.
And I
We
think
love
that's-
everybody.
Yeah, at the end of the day,
Yeah.
I think that's what it's about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's selling hope.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, giving
I've
hope
never
to
asked
people.
Selling
one
love,
person.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah. I've never asked one person what your political views are.
I don't even care.
It doesn't
Like, I mean, a
matter.
client or someone I've met.
I'm sorry, but you can't help you.
Yeah, you're a liberal or a
I
conservative.
have had people come here though and be like, "Oh, if you're this, we can't come here."
Yeah, I've had people say that to me on the phone. I'm not coming to California. There's too many.
Too many liberals.
Yeah.
That's what they said. I've had it the other way too. Like,
Yeah.
oh, if anybody in that place is a Trump supporter, I can't come.
Well, it just comes back to them too, right?
Yeah.
It's like, we'll look for any reasons or people, working in this for
It
so
should be
long.
a bipartisan issue anyway.
Yeah.
Like that.
Honestly, should be.
It really should.
Yeah, it is.
It shouldn't be the addiction crisis, the addiction epidemic shouldn't be politicized. Like in a matter of we believe this or what it's. No, this isn't COVID, man.
It's an American
This shit's
problem.
been around way before.
And they're
COVID
taking too
came
much
around.
time. You're taking too much time.
Yeah,
All the talking about it. you
and
know,
not doing anything
doing
about
anything.
it. Yeah.
Right? Where was the Hopeaholics yesterday?
Well, we were out on the streets.
On the streets.
I know. In my post, I was thinking. I almost put like, what are the politicians or what I was gonna put? While the politicians are politicking, whatever that means, we're out here in the streets, trying to save lives. Like actually seeing what's going on out there.
Right.
And
that's why, when I first started working in treatment, and I was doing business development, meeting with marketers and owners, and I had to do something to get in the mud.
yeah,
I want to be out. It's great meeting with people, but get in there.
right,
Go get that person yourself.
yeah,
They're out there. They're right there.
right. We saw we fed 75 people yesterday. we went down, made sandwiches ourselves, and I thought it was like way more special to me to get our hands dirty and do this. And it was Michelangelo's wonderful idea.
Shout out.
Yeah, shout out to Michelangelo. He's really over there. Like, here, watch it. We'll prove that he's there. My hands are up in the air. Put everybody's hands up in the air. Make the laugh sound.
Michelangelo.
I just think it's cool that we have a Michelangelo because, like, we when I first was like putting the podcast together, I was like, well, I didn't even think that you needed somebody to engineer it. Like they were just going to put all these controls over here, and I was going to like try to talk to people and change cameras and have a monitor that I'm looking at. Yeah. I can't even, like, it takes me 2 hours just to be able to like get to my phone and text people back after coming out of this podcast.
Well, I sat down and Michelangelo said I need to pull the mic closer. I messed that up. All I had was the mic.
Yeah.
Can't take all those buttons.
Right? It's rough.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys are like into masonry.
Masonry?
Yeah, like masons, Freemasons.
Oh, yeah.
So on the $2 bill, there's this thing that someone taught me, and if you pay attention to the $2 bill, there's a lesson in there. Basically, don't be the man that's signing the contract. Be the man behind the scenes. That's really the man who's controlling everything.
Oh, Michelangelo's actually, he's controlling the podcast. Michelangelo controls the Hopeaholics.
Yeah.
I do a couple posts here and there, but at the end of the day, once all the editing starts on Thursday, I mean, we've put together a shit ton of content, not just the podcast, because this is just a piece of it. The other part is, let's go out there in the community. Let's show people what's really going on out there in the world, and then let's come back in here. Let's talk about it. Let's get a following. Let's get up to the state. Let's go talk to Gavin Newsom. Yep. Whoopsie, I almost said something negative.
Yeah.
And just know Marquez and Associates stands with the Hopeaholics. So
Nice.
That's Andrew Marquez, which is myself, Rayanne Marquez, Andre Marquez,
Yeah.
Dominique Marquez, and Sarah Aid. We're a whole group that's
you're a whole group
standing
now.
with you guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're just out there, trying to make a difference.
Yeah, big difference.
We figure. I don't know. Like I've thought, like, is there going to be any negative, whatever feedback? And when I mean negative, people like talking shit, like, why are you doing this? And then I'm like, who cares? Who cares if there probably will be, which is fine. I don't care, because I know what the motives are behind the Hopeaholics. Like, and we will, like, when I say I'm gonna do something, like, I don't stop until it's done.
Yeah,
like, it's not. That's just how I do things now. I haven't always been like this. Like, I would be the guy that, like, you have a homework assignment and it's due tomorrow, and I'd get there tomorrow and I wouldn't have it done, and I'd be like, hey, Frank, can you give me your paperwork?
Yeah.
Because, like, I just didn't know how to do stuff.
Yeah. One of my favorite things to do is be around you, Chad.
Me?
When your wheels are spinning. It hypes me up. It hypes me up. It gets me going. It reminds me what we're all doing this for.
Yeah.
I
have to be reminded why we're all doing this. Like, we started this, not just this, but like this industry, like 22 years ago. And we were trying to do it for the right reason, and do it out of love, and because of that, I feel like that's one of the reasons why, like, myself and my family's been so successful in the business, is because we always do it for the right reason. I mean, there's been times where, I might make a mistake, but I can guarantee you that Penny Carlson has never done anything for other than because her heart told her to. Because, like, if anybody's, like, more passionate than me, it's her, and Penny Carlson is my mother, and she's Italian, and she'll whoop your ass, man.
And she'll jump on the phone and get you to go to treatment
Oh,
right
yeah.
now too.
She was the one that answered all the phone calls in the beginning because I am not good.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I am, maybe I'm not. But like, that's one of the things that I never did. I was just like, I was the behind the scenes guy. Like I'm the guy, like I was one of the like first of 3 treatment centers to ever market online, 22 years ago. And I would just sit in front of the computer all day long and make the phones ring.
My brother's the same way.
That's all I did.
That's all he does.
And Penny answered the phones.
Yeah.
Like Shane could answer the phones.
Yeah.
I get scared. Somebody's in a crisis. I I don't even know what to say back to them.
Yeah.
They're sharing like their pain. I get like,
Yeah.
Why me?
not that. Like it's just like weird.
Yeah.
I don't know how to.
Well, and my brother, even when he says hello, you want to hang up on him. He's just grumpy.
Yeah, I'm not grumpy.
No, I didn't mean that to you. I didn't mean it in a bad way, even about him. I'm just saying he doesn't want to be on the phone with you for 10, 15 minutes and listen to your problems. It's not his thing.
Yeah,
That's all.
you guys are really good at it though.
Yeah.
I'm grateful for that.
Yeah. Yeah. We love it.
Listening.
We love it.
Yeah,
Yeah. Listening.
But also you have some qualities there.
yeah.
Because if a friend was to call you,
Oh yeah.
right? It's like it's
Yeah.
everything's dropped and you're there.
I've
seen it.
Well, yeah. I mean, I've had a lot of people in my life that from my past life that's called me, and I make it happen for them.
Yeah.
It's easier that way though. Like I feel like even with a platform like this though, when people call, it's gonna be so much easier. They're already gonna know who they're talking to.
Yeah.
Because they'll have seen their face.
Right.
And it's like they're gonna know if they listen to the podcast that this isn't fucking
A joke.
Malibu. We're not doing daily massages, and we don't have, I don't know what other kind of 5-star weird shit.
Soft serve ice cream 24/7.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah.
No, they have that at Betty Ford though.
Do they?
Yeah, they do.
Okay.
There's a lot. I've seen a lot of stuff out there. There's a
Yeah.
lot of stuff out there, and that's at the end of the day, all that stuff is can be fine, right? But
It
if you
can be
have
fine
no
and great.
meat, if there's no meat,
Yeah.
then you're not doing anything.
I
If
mean,
you're
we
not
got
getting
all
to the
these
root.
cool things, right? We got like, we got like Frank. We got actual like in Bailey's groups, the family sculpture and
Yeah.
the
Experiential
psychodrama,
therapy,
drama, and the writing groups with Frank, and then over at Ken Seeley Communities, you got the trauma egg. I mean, that's the real shit. That's how you like stop sticking stuff in your body to make yourself feel different. You go in and you do the real trauma work. Like, we do have a house with an ocean view for women. It's very nice. Has a pool and it overlooks Dana Point Harbor. It's very nice. But that, like, laying out in front of that pool is not what's going to get you to not use when you leave here.
Yeah.
It's easy to stay sober inside of this bubble, in a bubble, Pillars, beautiful house in Laguna Beach, overlooking Main Beach Laguna, the basketball courts.
Yeah.
That's all great, but it's not that stuff, man. It's the treatment that they get inside of those houses.
Yeah. And learn how to have fun.
Yeah.
Learn how to have fun in sobriety. Build a community of people and learn how to have fun. That's why I loved at Hope by the Sea doing the basketball tournaments.
Yeah.
Because you're building a camaraderie. You're having fun in sobriety. All those people that played basketball stayed 90 days.
Right.
And they kept going.
Well, and that's the other thing, man. Like 30 days, it's not going to cut it. It's not going to cut it.
You're just getting there.
And I know, like, when I talk about the scholarships, and I'm like, I'm scholarshiping somebody 30 days. Like, if they're doing phenomenal, they're gonna stay. Like, we don't do that. Like, somebody's insurance runs out, I'm not like, get out of here, see ya. Like, if you're not ready to go, you're not ready to go.
Yeah.
And that's the other shitty thing about like private insurance. Like, man, you should be giving them a minimum of 90 days.
Minimum.
Yeah. So
You want to
12 days.
You want to save money? Stop fucking giving them 12 days.
Yeah.
Like, that's going to cost you more money in the long. I just don't, like, aren't these people who run the insurance, aren't they smarter than that? Like, are they not intelligent? Like, do they not see the bigger picture? They
Right.
only see the small picture.
Do one stint rather than 12.
Then 12.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because you can come
9.
back.
What's the average?
I think 45 days.
What's the average number of treatment stints before somebody gets sober?
Oh, that. Oh,
7?
I have no idea.
7.
No idea.
I mean, people one and done all the time,
Yeah.
but I think the average is 7.
Yeah.
I didn't one and done.
Mm-hmm.
I won one and then I went again and then I went again. And then I went again. And then they took me to a treatment
Yeah.
center and then I left and, you know, all kinds of stuff.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
People never gave up on me though, man.
That's what's important in your family.
We never, no, that's, yeah, not just, sometimes family gives up on you.
Well, you know,
Like,
I meant family, friends.
Which sometimes is the best thing to do for
It
the time
is.
being to get somebody to go.
Yeah. Cut them off.
You know, it's hard, and we all struggle with it.
Yeah. We struggle with it as professionals. We'll tell you what you should do. And then it's happening in your own home.
I'll mess it all up.
Yeah.
Mess it all up.
That's when when it's happening to you, you have to call a professional.
Yeah,
You really do.
you really do.
Like, what do I do? This is my kid,
Yeah.
or this is my wife, or this is my whatever, you know.
And anybody out there can call these numbers and ask these questions.
What is the phone number?
866-930-4673.
Yeah.
866-930-HOPE.
4673.
HOPE. HOPE. We've had that phone number for 21 years.
Amazing.
Yeah. That amazes me.
Mm-hmm.
21 years.
That's amazing. 20
I
years
just-
in the same industry.
I just wanted to see how long the awkward silence was going to go before somebody said
That's
something.
never awkward.
It was 1, 2, 3. Shane was like, I can't.
I
do it.
can't. I got to see something. I could sit here all day.
That's why I picked Shane, though, because like, if there's awkward silence or I don't have anything to say, he just got something to say,
Oh, yeah.
right?
Well, you know what it is? It's hard. I just sit here sometimes, listen to you talk, and this is practice because I just have a lot to, I want to jump in, but then you always want to give the person his fair share here.
No jump.
So it's really, like I said, this is teaching me patience and not being just ready to answer all the time. Like, I'm learning to listen again, which is nice.
Yeah.
That's what
And
you're
I've-
talking about, learning to listen.
And I think that's something. There's a book I read. I'm struggling to figure it out right now. But to embrace the pause.
Mm.
So many people get nervous when the
Yeah.
pause happens, and we feel like we have to say something.
You don't.
You know.
It's okay to have a moment of silence,
Mhm.
a moment of awkward.
Reflection.
People think it's like it actually happens in a group setting. I think like every 7 minutes there will be a complete pause. I don't know the exact statistics or time, so don't Google it and be like Chad was way off because I probably am. Could be 4 minutes. Could be
Fact checked. Let's fact check.
fact check.
Michelangelo.
Fact check.
We're joking, Michelangelo. We're joking. He's typing away already. This guy. Wow.
Michelangelo sits there, listens to it, does the camera shit, and then he listens to it again. I do too, though. I listen to it twice. I've said that already. The one thing you'll realize about me over, a year span, if you continue to listen to these, which I hope everybody does,
I'm in.
I say a lot of shit multiple times. And if I talk about my beard, Donna said that I only talk about my beard in my podcast
Yeah.
now.
Right? I try not to mention the podcast at home.
You don't?
No.
How can you not?
Well, because, you come home, you're late already. My wife was used to me being home all the time.
Yeah.
Now all of a sudden, the last 2 weeks, I'm never home.
Yeah.
I'm here. And she's like, bro, what are you doing?
She says, bro.
Yeah. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. And I said, listen, I'm in love again.
I just get home and I'm like,
Filled up.
Donna, this is what happened in
Yeah,
the podcast today.
right.
Oh my God. Let me tell you. I'm like,
Filled up. Filled up.
Yeah.
I
Filled up.
sound like I probably shouldn't say that, but I was going to say I sound like a girl. I want to come home.
Excited.
I want to. Yeah, I'm excited.
Like a schoolgirl.
Yeah, come home. And
nothing
like,
wrong with that.
Yeah, and I know this from like I have kids, right? I have a son. He gets in the car. I mean, he drives himself now, but he gets in. When I used to pick him up, he'd get in the car. I'd be like, "Hey, how's it going? Good." That's it.
Yeah.
Then we would drive home.
Yeah.
And then the girls, both of them, when I'd pick them up from school, I'd be like, "How was your day?"
Oh my goodness. Incredible.
Yeah.
They don't stop talking until like you're like ain't going inside. They're
Yeah.
still
Yeah.
telling you that
Yeah.
word for word,
I
like
know.
word for word, word for
But
word.
the whole day.
I'm like, I leave this podcast and I don't know word for word
Yeah.
what was said.
I black out half the time here anyways.
Yeah,
See, my first grader, I got a boy, and my first grader already doesn't tell me much.
Yeah.
You know, he gets in the car. How was school today?
Yeah.
Good.
Good.
Tell me 3 things, and then he'll name 3 things, and that's it. He's done.
That's cool. My son started
Cool guy.
to critique the Hopeaholics.
Good for him.
Yeah. He's been listening, and he's asked us to change some make some camera modifications.
Yeah,
For him.
You know?
we gotta do a couple things.
Yeah.
You know,
He was right on too. I mentioned it to Michelangelo and Chad. He said, "Yeah, for sure."
Well, he plays some video games too, doesn't
Yeah,
he?
he's a video guy, so he knows. But it
Uh-huh.
was just blew my mind how he took an interest, and he's proud. You know, this is prideful stuff right here we're doing, bro.
yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, this is like stuff that because it is filmed, it's on the internet.
Yeah.
It's gonna be there forever.
forever.
You know, my grandkids are like
Yeah.
my great grandkids who never even knew who I was.
Never saw you.
Yeah,
Yeah, they're gonna
They can-
hear you, touch you, feel
I don't
you.
get to see that.
No.
Like I don't even have a picture of I have my grandma. I don't have a picture of my grandpa, and I don't have a picture of my grandparents from on my dad's side. My mom does. I know I'll get some that stuff. I don't know about my Yeah, there's probably some for sure.
But you got to think your great grandchildren are gonna see. I mean,
There's only drawings of like
Yeah,
my grandparents.
that's what
like,
I'm saying.
because
yeah,
you know
sketches.
the Medicis.
Yeah,
Like that's my family, right? So like I do see pictures of them, and they do look kind of like my grandpa. So that's kind of cool.
And you're continuing something, right? I mean, you're continuing. I want to say hope, and your kids are going to take that too.
Right.
They get to take that,
Yeah.
so they'll be up next.
Yep.
Right. That's like the goal of this thing. I want my kids to take my torch.
well, that's the thing. My kid knows you're saving lives. Like he knows what I do. Like when he drew a picture, because he knows I'm helping veterans. He drew a picture of a veteran with had lost a limb. You know, like he knows what we do, the pride that they have for what we do, and that's what we're passing on. We're giving that to them.
And they love that stuff too. I was at the VA last week,
Yeah.
picking up medications,
Yeah,
which is a show in itself.
yeah,
But they were giving out pictures that kids had drawn
of them.
to veterans.
Yeah.
And they were giving them, kindergarten, first graders drawing,
That's cool stuff.
cool pictures.
Yeah,
They tried to hand me one, and I had to instantly, even though I wanted the picture, I had to tell them that
You're not a vet.
I'm not a vet.
Yeah.
I held it for a second before I gave it
Like-
back. I can't take this.
For a vet.
Yeah. But it touches them.
Well, yeah, it does. And when things that we can, there's so many things we can do better. We're brand new, but we're going to keep working on it.
Yeah.
Like sometimes, I try to be a little bit more passionate, a little bit more exciting. Maybe let my guests speak more. I don't know. It just depends because we've had guests come on and I was just like, I didn't speak for the whole fucking hour. And which was, it's different because normally the podcast is just us talking, having conversation, and I know some of this stuff, like this part right here that we've been doing for the last few minutes, some people might not be interested in it, which that's okay. Turn it off at that point. Just know that you can call 866-930-4673 for help.
Yeah.
Like that's the most important part about the
24/7.
podcast.
Yeah.
I should probably start putting that somewhere in the middle. I mean, not in the middle, the beginning.
Yeah, first thing.
Anyways, but like be yourself. Like they said, hey, my nephew said that we should be ourselves.
Yeah.
That because Shane and I are a little bit more wild than our first couple of podcasts. We were like, yes, now how are you doing today?
Yeah. Get free.
Yeah, but
freedom.
like now as when this becomes because I am an introvert, when it becomes my own domain, then the real Chad starts to come out. I'm just barely getting comfortable doing this. I'm excited super excited. Like yesterday was fucking exciting.
Yeah,
man.
yesterday was exciting.
I'm a very routine person, so like this has thrown off my total routine for the last
2 weeks.
2
Yeah.
weeks. Yeah, we've just been podcasting every day,
Great time.
trying to get a little bit ahead so that we have some content, and then we can slow down a little bit and settle in.
It's great because it needs to be heard.
Yeah.
I really wholeheartly believe that. It needs to
Like
be
what
heard.
do you since you know me, you know the industry, what do you think needs to be heard? Like what is it that we can make sure that we're on point with? And it seems like maybe that's a hard question, but like what is it?
I think there's a lot. There's access, right? There's access to help. It's understanding that there is help out there. I think a lot of people don't even know there's help.
Right.
Not everybody knows there's rehab centers. So even just saying a phone number that you can call this for help,
Right.
I think is huge. Talking about veterans, continue doing it.
Right.
Because we all know how many veterans are on the street homeless. Everybody knows that.
Yep.
We all are ashamed of it.
Yep.
America should be ashamed of it,
They should be.
right?
Our government should be ashamed of it.
There's no reason that people that fought for our country should be,
Especially
on
when
the
they're sending
streets.
money other places. Are you kidding me? We got to take care of ourselves first.
especially when we know the reason too. We know
Yeah.
it's we know it's mental health and substance abuse.
That's what it is.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
So attack it. It's not just housing.
You know what I think? This is what I really truly think. I think that the politicians should actually bring in people that know about the industry, addiction, mental health. Not like, hey, I heard this. I'm not going to say what state or governor, but because I really don't want to get into politics. That they were going to just build all these houses for homeless people, but then what are they going to do? You're going to spend billions of dollars building all of these huts, right?
Slums.
And then what? It's not going to change anything. Like, how about you actually come down and, talk to us? Like, I'd prefer you guys come down to me instead of me having to go up to you, but I will.
Yeah.
Like, that makes you think that you're more powerful or more important than we are, and you're not. Like, the people put you into office, so like you're serving the people, which means you're serving us.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the extent of like my politics. Like, you need to get on an airplane and fly your happy ass down here and stay at one of these hotels around here and come to our podcast and let's talk about it.
Yeah.
I don't even want to do it on Zoom, but I will. I really don't. Like, because if you really care, you'll come down here and make a difference and really talk about it and spend an hour and 20 minutes or 2 hours like talking about it. We'll let you have the forum, but then we're going to hold you accountable to what you say.
Put it into action.
Yeah. Because I watch the news a lot. I mean, not a lot anymore. I limit myself to about 15 to 20 minutes of political news. And what I see almost all the time on TV is they will ask, like the host will ask a politician a question, and the politician never answers the question, never answers it. They just go on and start saying something else about something that they want to say that fits their agenda. Yeah. And I'm talking about right and left. It doesn't matter. Like, but if you come down here, we're gonna ask you serious questions about fentanyl, about the homeless crisis, and about veterans. And what are you going to do about it? And we're not going to accept an answer of
Housing.
we're just not going to accept a political answer that doesn't have an actual solution.
Because housing should be easy too. There's more storage units in America than there are people. So there's more extra stuff in storage, and there's people that don't have roofs over their head.
But you can't just build houses and put a bunch of people in there smoking fentanyl.
It's like it's like getting sober but doing no work.
Yeah.
You're just a dry drunk. You're still unhappy.
Yeah.
right? Alcohol is the Band-Aid. Fentanyl is the Band-Aid. You're still going to still have those roots in there.
Meth is the Band-Aid.
Band-Aid.
It's a solution to a temporary solution.
Yeah. That's why I love when people want to leave treatment at 2 weeks.
I've got everything.
You're just getting there, baby.
I've gotten everything I can get.
Yeah.
I'm cured.
I got this.
I'm cured.
Well, that's an addict's famous last words before he gets loaded. I got this.
There's a pink cloud right around 2 weeks.
There's either a pink
struggle
cloud
with
or
it.
a black cloud. It just depends.
Yeah.
You know, the pink cloud, man. You feeling good. You're ready to go.
Beat this.
That one's that's the subconscious mind lying to you.
Yeah.
And like your conscious mind hasn't even grasped the fact that your subconscious mind lies to you.
It's killing you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, dude, your subconscious mind says, we're good.
Oh, yeah.
You don't want to drink, do you? And you're like, no, I don't. I actually don't. I don't want to drink.
And you're really just getting through that 2 weeks. I feel like you're getting through the physical part.
Yeah.
The mental game hasn't even started yet.
God.
And then you get to, like, you could have good intentions, man, like real good intentions. Like, I'm not going to drink. And then you get to the airport and you walk past that little bar.
Yeah.
And you're like, it's happening to me every night after work right now with Golden Spoon. Like I leave work and I have every intention to go straight home. And next thing you know, like my car veers up the road to Golden Spoon. And I'm like, well, I'm here now. I might as well go in and get one.
How the hell did I get here?
Like autopilot.
Yeah. Yeah.
I've been eating Golden Spoon every fucking
I haven't
day.
had ice cream in a while.
The guy, he just gives it. He sees me pull up.
Oh, he knows now.
Yeah, he just grabs the cup. He starts filling the peanut butter and the chocolate.
Yeah, he knows your order now.
I got this guy hooked. He's
Dangerous.
thinking,
Yeah.
I know
He's
him. I
dangerous.
know what he
Yeah.
wants. I'm going to give him extra nuts.
Yeah.
But you wake up and you try again, right? You're not going to Golden Spoon today.
I'm not going today.
Yeah.
Oh, we'll see. It's early.
Yeah.
I promise.
But you say that, but then I
promise
say the
you
same
that.
thing to people that leave treatment at 2 weeks, and then they call me a month later. Fuck, Andrew, you were right. I know. Come on back, man.
Come on back.
Come on back.
I always
Keep
like
trying.
when people leave treatment early, it's okay. You need to love them.
Yeah.
Love them. You can do all the interventions if you've done everything, and they're gonna leave. You just gotta love them out the door and let them know that if they need us, we're here.
Yeah.
That's the most important part.
Yeah.
It's hard to explain to someone in the first couple of days, though, that you need to be in a controlled environment for 6 months up to a year.
Yeah, you really do.
You
Well,
really do.
what do they do with the pilots, man? You get in trouble as a pilot. It's like a 5-year program.
Yeah. Testing and calling and
calling.
urine testing, all that stuff. Yeah.
And the pilot's relapse rate is very, very low.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's low.
Very low.
Very low.
Yeah. You get one chance.
Yeah.
One chance as a pilot.
Yeah. It's a good day.
That was a lot.
Yeah.
Thank God we
That was good.
had a cancellation in between.
Fuck, right?
I'm not sure I could have done. I don't think I can do 3 in a row.
That was good.
Yeah.
How long do you think it was?
I don't know.
An hour and 28 minutes.
Goggins would say you could do 3.
Huh? Goggins.
The audience.
Goggins.
Goggins.
Goggins. Like, you can do 3.
Yeah.
You can do 4.
Bush.
One more.
He's lying to you.
I literally do that. I listen to him a lot in the gym.
I heard
Yeah.
you on the podcast when you said that it worked when I was like under 35. Over 40.
You hurt yourself.
Yeah.
Because I'm
like-
just getting to the point where like I'm 36 and it's just starting. It's just starting to slow down just a tad. I feel it.
And for when you're 49, right? It's better to be able to go every day than to push myself so hard that like I'm injured for a week. Right. Because that should
It's never
happen.
just a week, though.
I was lying to you
not-
guys 4 years ago. I was lying when I was trying to be a part of you guys and I was feeling my age. I wasn't feeling it yet. 36.
You still ain't feeling it,
I'm
buddy.
feeling a little
I
bit
was still
though.
36, my
knees.
prime.
Yeah.
I
The
mean, you
basketball
do
tournaments.
have some knee problems.
The basketball tournaments took me out.
Yeah,
Sped it up for me.
I'll give you that. Have you gotten an MRI yet?
No.
Stem cells?
Ready for Sunday.
Stem cells, man. You got to go see my
I
doctor.
know.
Hurt, but I did my own stem cells. He pulled it right out of my iliac crest. Yep.
I would never do that.
A syringe straight into your bone marrow.
You know, even when you're a normie, it's hard to call for help.
Yeah.
No, I need to call about my knees.
Yeah. Dr. Fitzpatrick, he's the best orthopedic surgeon around, I think. Hope my next stem cell's free. When I have maybe 1 million followers, if I have.
Oh yeah, then you'll get free stem
Get some
cells.
stem cells.
Yeah.
Somebody will be listening that's helping out.
Yeah.
I see Joe Rogan was got a guy in Mexico that they do not the real stem cells, but
From umbilical cords.
from umbilical.
Yeah, that's what I do. That's what I do, intravenous.
You do it
Yeah.
intravenously.
Intravenous, yeah.
Oh, is that why you look so young?
Yeah.
Shane's like 80, 75,
You look good,
70,
Shane.
Thanks, bud.
75.
The beard works.
Yeah, thank you.
Really?
Yeah, intravenous stem cells. Yeah.
How
I did
often do you do it?
3 or 4 in my back when I hurt my back.
Your lumbar.
Not my lumbar, but on each side you have 3 or 4 small little bones. I forget what they're called. On the bottom right, bottom left. Anyways, I had those injected, and I had intravenous at least 10 times. I'm going to say.
Wow.
Yeah.
You got the hookup then, huh?
Yeah.
It's not.
Well, the thing is, you just buy the stem cell in quantities. So you buy a 10-pack. You get it for like $900 per cc. So you get like 10 cc's, 1 to 5 million per cc, and you take 2 or 3 at a time.
Mm.
Get a couple guys in there, and
It's cheap that
yeah,
way.
and
Huh?
you get the doctor who does it for free. It's just an intravenous drip. Anyone could do it at that point. Your sister could do it
Right.
because all you're doing is drawing out of the syringe and putting it in with other components. Yeah,
I do. I am a believer.
yeah, I'm a believer.
I
too.
have no pain.
Yeah,
No pain in my elbows. No pain in my knees.
I got elbow and knee.
Fixed my
Right now.
Fixed my pubic.
I'm gonna look into that.
The
I'm
symphysis.
gonna call my guy back, see if I can get a 10-pack for us.
Yeah.
Costs us $700-800 per cc, and your sister could give us a shot.
Nice.
Yeah,
They put it in like in a drip bag.
it comes in a freezer, dry ice. It's
Yeah.
got to be frozen. It comes here, and then you got a day or so until the dry ice. Yeah,
Very
use
cool.
it, yeah,
It's illegal in the United States, but we'll do it.
yeah.
I'm just kidding. It's not. I have a friend that does stem like that. That he owns that's what they do.
Yeah,
Yeah. So it's very expensive.
they're really expensive.
Yeah.
Typically, for one shot, it's like what, $7-8 grand.
Yep.
Yeah,
Well, I think we crushed it.
yeah.
Was it as hard as you thought?
No, I thought it was good. We out?
Yeah, we're out.
Was it good?